There's a $1 liquid you can prepare in your kitchen in under 3 minutes that eliminates every weed in your garden down to its roots and wipes out soft-bodied pests, preserving your vegetables. This is achieved without a single drop of glyphosate, without any synthetic pesticides, and without exposing your soil, food, pets, or children to toxic chemicals commonly used in lawn care. The liquid works by physically and osmotically breaking down the plant's cellular structure within hours, while simultaneously compromising the protective coating of garden pests, causing rapid dehydration and death. A weed sprayed under morning sunlight wilts by afternoon and is completely dead the following day. A cluster of aphids on the underside of a tomato leaf can vanish within hours. This method has been understood for over a century, costs very little per application, and is as effective as commercial products sold at garden centers nationwide. The lawn and garden chemical industry generates billions of dollars annually by selling synthetic herbicides and pesticides, products that carry cancer warnings, legal liabilities, and a recurring revenue model that relies on consumers applying their products year after year. A $1 solution made from 3 common pantry ingredients performs the same function, yet such a product remains largely unmentioned. The reason it was suppressed is not failure. It succeeds perfectly. A free, natural, permanent alternative threatens the profits of an industry built on chemical dependency. The global herbicide market alone exceeded $40 billion in 2023. Adding pesticides, fungicides, and synthetic fertilizers increases the total market by tens of billions more. The average American household spends $200 to $500 annually on lawn and garden chemicals, while professional services charge $50 to $100 per visit, often requiring multiple seasonal treatments. Glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup, the world's dominant herbicide, has been the subject of multi-billion-dollar settlements after juries found links to non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Synthetic pyrethroid pesticides accumulate in soil and water and have been documented disrupting beneficial insects, including pollinators essential to agriculture. The chemical industry invests millions in marketing campaigns, portraying synthetic herbicides and pesticides as necessary modern science while framing natural alternatives as quaint or ineffective. The reality is the opposite. Natural methods are effective, inexpensive, and avoid exposing children and pets to probable carcinogens. The industry simply has no incentive to highlight a $1 solution. You cannot patent vinegar. You cannot create recurring revenue from a liquid mixed from pantry ingredients. Homeowners will not pay for quarterly lawn chemical contracts when a simple spray bottle does the same job safely. The agricultural mechanisms are well documented. Acetic acid destroys plant tissue, while soap disrupts soft-bodied insect physiology, a fact recorded in agricultural literature for over 100 years. This knowledge did not vanish. It was displaced by a chemical industry that found greater profit in selling synthetic solutions to homeowners than reminding them that their ancestors maintained weed-free gardens and pest-free crops with inexpensive, readily available substances. Ancient Rome offers clear examples. Roman farmers, practical and reliant on their fields for the empire's survival, developed sophisticated methods for controlling weeds and pests using materials at hand. Agricultural writers, most notably Lucius Junius Moderatus Columella, in his 12-book treatise De Re Rustica, written in the 1st century, documented the use of household and agricultural byproducts, including vinegar and brines, to control weeds in walkways, garden borders, and unwanted areas. Romans understood that strong vinegar destroyed leaves, while salt brines temporarily rendered soil inhospitable to vegetation. The Romans applied these substances carefully and with precision, targeting gravel paths, paved areas, and field edges to suppress unwanted plant growth while protecting cultivated crops. This was not simple folk wisdom. It was a methodical agricultural science honed over centuries of Mediterranean farming, preserved in manuals guiding citizens on effective land management. Fast forward to the 19th century. As organic chemistry advanced, providing a clearer understanding of plant physiology and pest biology, agricultural researchers began systematically cataloging natural compounds that controlled weeds and insects. By 1865, soap solutions were widely recognized in agricultural literature as effective insecticides. Researchers documented that soapy water applied to soft-bodied insects, aphids, mites, scale insects, and similar pests, caused rapid death by disrupting the waxy coating of their bodies and inducing dehydration. Through the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the United States Department of Agriculture issued bulletins promoting soap solutions for insect management in home gardens and small-scale farms. These bulletins were widely distributed, freely available, and routinely employed by farmers and gardeners across the country. Vinegar as a contact herbicide was also well known during this period, detailed in farming manuals and household guides as an inexpensive, safe, and effective method for clearing weeds from pathways and undesired areas. It was practical chemistry every gardener understood. In the 20th century, synthetic chemicals such as DDT, 2,4-D, and glyphosate emerged, alongside a full range of herbicides and pesticides, marketed as scientifically advanced and superior solutions. Natural methods were not less effective. They were simply less profitable. Within 2 generations, they had largely disappeared from public agricultural knowledge as the chemical industry promoted dependency over literacy. The natural liquid solution I am describing functions where synthetic chemicals often fail without causing collateral damage. It relies on a precise mechanism the herbicide industry would rather remain unknown. This formula is part of a comprehensive garden protocol detailing exact concentrations for various weed types, application methods that maximize effectiveness, and timing that ensures root death on perennial weeds. The liquid combines 3 ingredients, each with a specific role. The first is white vinegar, acetic acid, at 5% or higher concentration. Acetic acid acts as a contact desiccant, stripping the protective waxy cuticle from leaves and causing rapid moisture loss in the cells beneath. Cell walls collapse, leaf tissue dies, and the plant visibly wilts within hours. Young annual weeds are destroyed with 1 application, while tougher perennial weeds require repeated applications to deplete root reserves and kill the entire plant. Horticultural grade vinegar at 20% provides a stronger effect, though standard 5% household vinegar applied on a sunny day works reliably on most garden weeds. The second ingredient is salt, sodium chloride. Salt enhances desiccation by drawing additional moisture from plant tissue through osmosis and leaving a residue in leaf cells that prevents recovery. It must be used carefully, as it persists in soil and inhibits future plant growth, making it suitable for paths, cracks in pavement, and gravel driveways, but sparingly in garden beds intended for other plants. The third ingredient is dish soap, a surfactant. Soap serves 2 essential purposes in this mixture. First, it removes surface tension, allowing the liquid to cling to and penetrate waxy leaves instead of rolling away. Second, it directly attacks soft-bodied pests by breaking down the protective wax layer that shields insects such as aphids, mites, and scale insects from dehydration. When the spray lands on an aphid-infested plant, the soap coats the insects, dissolves that protective barrier, and causes rapid moisture loss until the pests die within hours. At the same time, the vinegar and salt begin destroying any weeds touched by the mixture. The result is 1 solution capable of addressing 2 major garden problems through complementary natural chemistry. A study published in the journal Hort Technology in 2014 confirmed that vinegar-based herbicide mixtures combined with surfactants produced weed control results comparable in many cases to synthetic herbicides against annual broadleaf weeds, especially when applied under warm, sunny conditions that intensified the drying effect. Here is the exact process. In a clean spray bottle, combine 1 gallon of white vinegar at 5% concentration, the standard household vinegar sold in grocery stores, with 1 cup of salt and 1 tablespoon of dish soap. Shake gently until the salt fully dissolves. The ingredients cost well under $3 total, and 1 batch can treat hundreds of square feet of weeds. Next, apply the solution on a hot, dry, sunny day. Acetic acid becomes significantly more aggressive in warm temperatures and direct sunlight. Rain shortly after spraying can wash away the solution before the desiccation process finishes. Spray weeds directly and completely saturate the leaves until visibly wet. The soap allows the mixture to adhere to and penetrate the waxy surface of the foliage. Focus carefully on the weed itself and avoid contact with desirable plants, because this is a non-selective herbicide that damages any vegetation it touches. For insect control on garden vegetables, prepare a milder formula using 1 quart of water, 2 tablespoons of dish soap, and approximately 1 tablespoon of vinegar. This concentration is gentle enough for vegetable leaves, while remaining lethal to aphids, mites, and other soft-bodied insects. Spray the underside of leaves where aphids gather, repeating every few days until the infestation disappears. For weeds growing in pathways, pavement cracks, gravel, and other areas where no vegetation is wanted, apply the full-strength vinegar and salt mixture generously. The remaining salt residue extends the no-growth effect in these locations. Avoid using the salt mixture in garden beds intended for future planting, because salt remains in the soil and inhibits later growth. In those areas, use only vinegar and soap without salt, applying carefully to avoid nearby plants. Each batch costs less than $3 and can treat large areas for weeks of garden maintenance. By comparison, synthetic herbicides cost $15 to $30 per bottle and come with documented environmental and health concerns. Professional lawn chemical services can cost $300 to $600 every year. This solution is considerably safer than synthetic herbicides, but caution is still necessary. Wear gloves and eye protection during use because concentrated vinegar may irritate skin and eyes. Avoid overspray onto lawns, vegetables, and ornamental plants, since the formula damages all plant tissue it contacts. The lower concentration pest control mixture is considered safe for most vegetables when used correctly, though testing on 1 leaf first is recommended before broader application. Never use the salt-containing formula in locations intended for future planting. Keep concentrated ingredients away from children and pets. Vinegar must never be mixed with bleach or chlorine products because the combination creates toxic chlorine gas. Now the chemistry is clear. The same methods recorded by Roman agricultural writers in the 1st century, distributed freely by 19th century USDA bulletins to American farmers, and used by previous generations to maintain weed-free paths and pest-free gardens without synthetic chemicals, can still eliminate weeds and soft-bodied pests today for less than the price of a single bottle of herbicide associated with billion-dollar cancer settlements. If you know gardeners still spraying glyphosate where their children play, share this information with them. A simple $1 liquid can solve the same problem naturally using ingredients already sitting in the kitchen pantry. Please leave your thoughts about this content in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.